Hi everyone, this is Brad Wood. I'm going to be showing you today how to configure an AJP secret. So, a little while ago there was a vulnerability called GhostCat that came out, and it affected primarily servers like Tomcat, serverless containers that used an AJP proxy. And basically, if your AJP port was exposed publicly to the wide internet, a malicious client could directly connect to it and then pass their own request attributes, which could trick it into running arbitrary files on the server. So if you're using AJP with CommandBox, first and foremost, you're already protected because Undertow's AJP connector inherently ignores those additional request attributes that can be passed. You don't really need to worry about that. But still, if you want to ensure that only a trusted client, proxy, like your Apache installation or Bondcode or Nginx proxy, is connecting, then you can use an AJP secret, which the CommandBox server, or the serverless container in general, enforces to make sure that the client making a connection is trusted. That way, if your AJP port is public on the internet, not just anybody can try to connect to it and proxy something directly to it. So the docs are right here, but I'll show you a quick example. I've spun up a super simple Docker container just running Apache. The process is the same, whether it's Nginx or Bondcode. The only difference is how you configure those particular AJP proxies. So here in my CommandBox server that I have prepared, we want to enable our AJP listener. So we do server set web dot AJP.enable equals true. And the default port for AJP is already 8009, but if it makes us feel better, we can specify that in our server.json. So we have the server.json here. Now the HTTP listener will also be on by default, but I'm enabling our AJP listener as well. This is just a little hello world site that outputs the current time, just so we can tell what we're hitting cold fusion. So I'll give this just a quick second to start. Okay, here it goes. And so this is our CommandBox server. Now I'm just hitting right now the HTTP port, which is just a random port that CommandBox has chosen. I also have Apache running inside of this little Docker container, and here I have a single, very simple virtual host, listens on port 80 to everything, and it passes all traffic back to my host Windows machine on port 8009. This is where CommandBox is going to be listening. So if I open up a new tab and we just visit localhost on port 80, oh, that's cute. Google wants to Google localhost. That's not what I wanted. Let's be all specific here so Google can figure it out. Oh, thank you, Google. Okay, so now we're hitting Apache on port 80, and we're using that AJP proxy that I configured right here. That's just proxying that traffic onto my CommandBox server. Okay, simple. So the only problem, of course, is there's nothing securing the AJP listener. So let's go do that in CommandBox. We're going to do server set. And what we do is we set a secret, which is really, it's essentially a sort of password of sorts. It can be anything you want. I'm going to call it my secret. And so you set that in as web.ajp.secret. So your server.json file looks like that. We restart the CommandBox server to take effect with our AJP secret. Now I haven't put the secret yet into Apache, and that's on purpose because I want to show you what we get. Okay, so I can still hit my CommandBox server over its HTTP port. All right, CommandBox is back up. HTTP port works, but if I hit it through my Apache proxy on port 80, we get forbidden. And that comes from CommandBox. That's whatever the default 403 error handler is what you'll see here. You can customize that if you like. But CommandBox is saying, no, I don't think so. I require a secret now, and you did not give me one. So let's go configure that. So in Apache, we will add secret equals my secret. And again, this is the syntax for how Apache does it. If you're in Nginx or Bondcode, they have their own method that they use. Okay, cross our fingers, and now our AJP proxy through Apache is up and working again. Every request that Apache sends includes that secret. The CommandBox AJP listener checks for that secret at every request, and that way we can ensure that only our AJP proxy is the one talking to CommandBox, and nobody else out there on the internet is sending any traffic to them. So that's it. Pretty simple. You just have to configure it in those two places, both in your server.json. You need to tell CommandBox what the secret is, and then inside of your Apache configuration or Nginx or bond code, whatever, wherever your proxy is, configure the same secret there. Okay, that's it. Have a good one, guys.